In this video, I will break down the first 6 months on my path towards deep happiness 24/7. I will share with you the things that I did to grow into more happiness and how that worked out for me. The idea of a life where my family and I experience deep happiness 24/7 every minute of the day didn't come overnight. In 2001, I already started consciously working towards this goal. In the beginning of this year, I reached an important milestone. It was February 2026. And I recently decided to take this milestone as a beginning point from where I will keep track on the things I do and the things that will work for me to get me to happiness, deep happiness. So, let's say that in February 2026, I experienced myself as a relatively happy man, but not at the depth of happiness where I want to be. So I will be going back to that moment in time and give you all that has worked for me so you can apply this to your path towards happiness, deep happiness. Okay, let's look at the data. That's what I will be doing in this first video about what worked for me in these 6 months. It's only data, and the data in this case are my subjective experience of happiness. What has there been a growth or not, and how did I experience this growth? Okay, so if I look at those 6 months, there are 3 things that I could see that changed a lot. In the next video, I will look at what I did to make that change appear, but now just focus on the things that changed. So a thing that changed a lot in those 6 months is the level of my fears or negative emotions, you can say, where I did have a lot of fears at the beginning of these 6 months. At the end, about now, I can say that they're drastically gone down to a level that they are not existent anymore, and that's a really big change in my life, and I'm very surprised about it. I'm also happy about it, but also surprised because there are 2 domains in my life that aren't that good, and they haven't been for a while, and that's my financial situation and my health condition. And I can't say that at this moment they suddenly got better. That's not the case. The contrary is the case. In the beginning of the 6 months, I have had even more money. We had even more money than we have now because we're living from our savings. So we're at the point in our family. I'm living here together with my beloved on our kids' domain, remote in the mountains, that we have to make our own money. And that's a big thing for me. I've always been used to have a certain job, and I had an inheritance of my parents, so I didn't have to think much about it. I just had a job always, not a very well-paid job, but I could always manage with money. And in the situation that I'm in, it's pretty surprising that I don't have any fears around that subject, because I'm pretty sure if you would have taken the Bart that existed a year ago and if you would have taken him and bringing him in these conditions, that guy would have freaked out. He would have had a breakdown, a big depression. But I'm not at all. The last 2 months, I don't have these fears anymore. So that's a big change. What changed, another thing that changed a lot is my mental strength went up. I'm now a pretty determined guy. Like I said, I have two domains in my life that aren't good at all. That's my financial situation and my health situation. And for both of them, I'm pretty determined to resolve them this time. I'm pretty focused. I do the work that I have to do in both domains. And I can feel by myself that I'm not giving in this time. I'm not going to let them loose. I'm going to work until I found a solution that is in balance with everything where I'm standing for. Also for my health, I still have a lot of back pains these days. That's one of my big problems. And that hasn't been resolved yet, that problem. I know that I don't have a solution yet, but I'm pretty determined to get there. So I can feel that my mental, maybe you can feel it while I'm talking about it, I'm pretty determined about it. My mental strength has grown a lot. Of course, it's linked to the fears that gone down, but it's something else. It's more about being determined, not giving up, not giving in this time. I will resolve this. Okay, the second thing that changed a lot. And the third thing is that my energy level went also up. And a lot. I can say that in the beginning of these 6 months, I had weeks that at least 3 of the 7 days, I was at a pretty low level in relation to energy. And it was not something that I wanted, of course, but it was that way. I was not feeling well. I didn't have the energy, and some going together of those two, and I had to lower my pace. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. That's gone at the end of these 6 months, and that changed a lot during the last 2 months. I will get in the next video to where that is related to, but it's a big change for me. I can do more in my week. Maybe I can even do the double of the things that I could do 6 months ago. I'm now, for example, making a lot of content like I'm now doing. I have my own community now, my free community on school. That's something I can invite you at this moment also for. It's a nice community that we have. We're not with a lot of people, but the people that are there are really nice people with nice intentions, and it is created to gather people who want to get to this level of happiness that they really want to be together with that beloved and living on their kin's domain. So they're all like-minded people who are pretty determined to get there. I'll put the link in the description. It's a free community. You don't have to pay anything for it. So I spend a lot of time there, and I enjoy it, and I give a lot to this community, and it's a nice thing to do. So those 3 things changed a lot lately. And maybe you'll say, but Bart, what is the connection with happiness? Isn't happiness something to do with feeling joy and having more uplifted feelings in your life? And of course that is related to that, but I thought about it, but I start to see that there has to be a kind of a foundation for happiness. And I think that's what changes now in me. I want to work out the issues I have on making my own money. I want to resolve the issue that I have on not being able to resolve my health problems in a definite way, that they are taken care of, that I am sure that, okay, I resolved it. And at this moment, I can't say I am there, but I'm pretty determined. And it's like it's the layer that for me stands for going from, I have to be honest, from a weak man to a more stronger man. To have more strength in my life, more energy, more determinedness, less fierce. So that's the layer where I'm growing at. It's standing on my own feet. It's the idea of taking care of my problems. And I can feel now that I'm determined this time to resolve those two issues and get myself from a weaker man towards a stronger man. And I think that's I have been thinking about it, and I think that's an important layer towards happiness. If you don't have the feeling that you are in control of your life, it's pretty difficult to be happy, because everything is slipping away. You never get a grip on things. It's always living and looking, and how I didn't have any answers. I still don't have them, but I'm pretty sure this time that I will solve this problem. And that's what is growing in me, and that's giving me a lot more a feeling of strength. Also a happy feeling, because it's nice to feel that I can work things out, that I'm feeling this determinedness, is that an English word? That I'm determined to solve my problems. And once I think that layer has been resolved and has been taken care of, and if I resolve my health and the financial situation of our family together with my beloved, because we will do this with the both of us, then I think I will be ready to a next layer where more joy will come into my life. I need to be in a place where I can solve my own problems, where I don't give them out of hand anymore. So that's what happened. And that's a pretty big change. It's surprisingly for me that that's the subject of my change in those 6 months, and that it's so important to get to this place where happiness can come into my life and more joy. But I first have to go through this layer. And that's, I think, the honest truth. I have to work out my problems. And once I have worked out there, and I'm again in a feeling that I am an independent person, that I can take care of myself, that I have taken care of all the problems that I had in my life, I think a next layer will come. But we'll see how it works out. So that was what I had to... what I wanted to talk about on the level of the data. What happened, what changed in my life in those 6 months, if it has to do with happiness. So thank you for watching, and I wish you all bright thoughts.